small letter.
I didn't see it.
M is also small, but he is capital.
Okay, so he's somewhere there.
Yes.
He's always
Yes. Yes. So, because in English literature we make I and U that first letter capital, but here part of it I kept only. Actually, I thought I'll keep H, E both capital. Then I thought I'll explain why H is capital. So, we know more or less some stories of Upanishad. I'll start with the story of a small boy. This story has taken from Chandogya Upanishad. There are 18 Upanishads. There are actually 80 Upanishads which are incomplete. 80 we have got which is complete. In that there is Chandogya Upanishad, and the story is taken from Chandogya Upanishad. There was a sage called Uddalaka Aruni. He had a son whose name was Shvetaketu. When Shvetaketu was very playful, small boy, old days to play, Aruni said what to do with this boy. He sent him to Guru's ashram for study. Anyway, 25 years is for study. First 25 years of life is for Brahmacharya study. So he came back, 12 years old boy, and he started thinking himself very great. I have learnt a lot. He became little arrogant, egoist. Then father observed that. Then father realized there is no point telling him, don't, you should not have ego, this, that. That we all do, no? We tell our children, you should not have this or that. Now we should not have many things, but we have to somehow convince them so that they believe that they should not have this. Because we have already understood that it should not be there in us. So he told, tell me 3 things. What you cannot see, what you cannot think, what you cannot know, but it exists. The boy started thinking, what is that? If you cannot know, how do you know that? And I was asking me the question, how did you know that? If it is not knowable, if it is not visible, if it is not thinkable. Then father said, see, there is a banyan tree. वो बट का पेड़ था, तो उसका fruit होता है छोटा छोटा. So, and the fruit is of no use for us. Only birds and all eat that fruit. So he told, get one fruit. So he got a fruit. Then there were small seeds. He said, he opened the fruit and gave one seed to Shvetaketu and told him, break this seed. He broke. And can you find anything in the seed? He said, no. Imagine, if from that no, this huge tree can come, where there is nothing, many things can come from there. So what you say no, from that you have been originated, I have been originated, this entire universe have been originated. And that is called Brahman, which you know as Atman. You can't see. Then he said 3 lines. He said, Saha eva Brahma, Tat Tvam Asi, Tat eva Brahma. He is Brahman, you are Brahman, you are that, and you are Brahman. Now, it is again difficult for the son to understand because he can't see that. I said, then Aruni told his son, even you could not believe that what you cannot know exists. You didn't see anything but the tree came, that is fact, that you can see, right? That is not your imagination, that is not your dream. That is possible. So this is also possible. you are having that Brahman inside you. You cannot see that. Each one of us, when he explained Shvetaketu, you are having that Brahman. I am having that Brahman. Shubha Kulkarni is having that Brahman. Dakshanti is having that Brahman. It's so shocking to see, shocking to think. Vasu is having that Brahman. We don't believe that, right? We are not supposed to feel that. We are supposed to feel, I am different from Shubha. Shubha is different from Sheila. Okay? The blood, flesh, mass, what is there? That is covering that Brahman. Because we are supposed to feel like that. So that we can do our work. The people who can realize that we all are having same Brahman, you can't continue your materialistic life. The people who have realized that have attained moksha, mukti. So in my class, I tell my students, please believe each one of you is unique. Can you believe, Auntie? You are one in the creation. Please believe it. You are one in the creation. Till this universe will continue, there will not be a second Naresh or Deepak ji or Sheila or Uncle. At this whole span of time, with this body mass, with the soul inside, you are one creation. There is no second one ever. So each one of you is unique. I tell my students, believe, you have to believe that you are unique. You are unique. If you can't believe, it's very difficult to believe that, right? See, in this room, you all are listening to me. I am telling that in class also. I am telling the student. Moment I am out of the class, I am into many other things. Eating, sleeping, shopping, other talk, this, that, many things. So we forget. That's what is very normal. That's what is supposed to be. Because we are made like that. Okay? But even if you realize for one moment that you are one in the creation, that realization is enough to make yourself unique. It's so beautiful. Upanishad looks like so tough word because of the language, but everything that connects with you so much, you will realize if you know this, then why didn't I get to know this before? I tell my student, maybe you are getting only pass marks, but still you are unique in this universe. In this universe, okay? In this universe, in this creation, you are unique. There is no second one like you in this world. Ever, and will not happen. The time span of your life when you are existing, at the same moment, it is not possible to create another like you with the same body mass. Right? Neither before. Before whoever was there, maybe that person looks like Shubha Kulkarni but not Shubha Kulkarni. That look like Sheila, but in future somebody will be identical with Sheila, but that person will not be Sheila. So Sheila is only one. Did Sheila know that? No, Sheila didn't know that. She's not supposed to. But if she realizes, then that's it. She will be with her body, with her blood, flesh, existence, character. She will be here. But she will have a different life, different realization. When Aruni explained all these things to Shvetaketu, Shvetaketu said, my Shiksha, is completed. Once you realize about Brahman, that's it. Now knowing Brahman, why do we have to know Brahman? What is that? What will do? Do we do maths with that knowledge? No. Do we do biology with that knowledge? Do we do language study with that knowledge? No. It's far away from. Why should we go back? And this concept of Brahman, who has no gender. You know, Brahman doesn't have a gender. We can't, because gender means some symbols. Purush, Nari, Napumsakling, gender, different genders. So that gender he doesn't have. He doesn't have any quality. He is abstract. You can't know him. You can't see him. You can't think him. So then what is the point knowing him? Knowing him just to realize that we are all same. Now, isn't it contradictory that I am telling we are all having same soul, same Brahman inside, but I am different from Shiva? Then same Upanishad is telling two different things. Isn't it contradictory? What to follow? Then Upanishad is also telling, since you have taken a body, you have to know and act accordingly. That's what. You cannot have ahankar. For what ahankar? Ego hai kya tumhara? Tumhara andar jo soul hai, wo to it is there in a mosquito also. You are doing your karma, mosquito is doing mosquito's karma. Mosquito has to bite and drink your blood. That is his karma. You have to take care of yourself so that you don't get dinged. That is your karma. So, but the soul is same. And soul छोटा बड़ा नहीं होता. तुम्हारा हाथी का अंदर बड़ा सोल है, मच्छर का अंदर छोटा सोल है, ऐसा नहीं होता. हाथी को तुम ऐसे करके मार नहीं सकते हो, मच्छर को मार सकते हो. But soul is same. So from the big soul, when we leave this body, our soul, that Atman joins Paramatman. And then it is same for all. These things have been told in different ways, in different times, to different people. This is one story of I, you and he. Although I use the word he, but actually Brahman doesn't have any gender. We can't say is he or she or between them or whatever it is. Then connected to that, Upanishad has many stories. This is from Chandogya Upanishad. I will tell you a story from Kathopanishad. Kathopanishad has a story about a small boy, Nachiketa. Okay, so Nachiketa, one day his father was doing a yajna. He was a little conjuice type. Okay, during yajna, you have to donate, you have to give. Because even if you do yajna for yourself, you have to call the priests who will do the promise and take oath, do the offer on your behalf. So, and you have to do the donation you have to give. So he was donating the cows who were very thin, very weak, and cannot give milk, because Brahmin especially needs cow for milk to drink, to have, like they don't have income. So, but those cows were useless. Then Nachiketa was saying, my father is doing that yajna, he is donating those cows. Then he asked father, why are you donating those? What best you can offer? Then you are giving that, he said. So he was getting very irritated. The small boy keep on asking, children, until and unless you convince them, especially these days children, you can't make them stop. We used to be just stop, okay. किसी ने डांट दिया तो हम चुप हो गए. आजकल तो और भी ज़्यादा question, because they will suspect you. You are not answering because you don't have answer. So Nachiketa was somehow like these days boys. The father was scolding him and he was asking more and more and more. Father got very irritated and told, you go to Yamalaya. Kakali, there is a proverb. Jomer Badi, the house of Yam, you go to hell. He said, go to hell. He was very irritated. He was doing yajna, he was into that, he didn't have any better cows, so he was donating those weak patla cows, and that the boy didn't like, so he got irritated, told go to hell. He said, okay. Father told me to go to hell. He started walking. Walking, and then he went to Yamalaya. Okay. And then one huge security guard was standing there, who stopped that. So what is this small boy doing here? Then he said, I want to meet Yama. Because father told, go to Yamalaya. He could not enter. So he was entering for Yama. He said, Yama is not here. He is outside now. He will come later. Okay, I'll sit there. बोल के वो बैठ गया. And he was waiting. The security guard cannot call him inside. Because Yamalaya is a place without the permission you can't enter. So he was waiting at the door without food, water, everything. He waited for 3 days. Okay? And then Yama came. And they said, who is that? This is a boy, very stubborn boy. He's waiting to meet you. Then he told, who are you? I am Nachiketa. What are you doing? I am waiting for you. Why are you waiting for me? I want to meet you. Why do you want to meet me? Because my father told me to meet you. So he was telling to Yama, was quite impressed. This small boy is having strength, waiting here without food and water for me, for Yama. So, first time maybe in Yama's life, first time he met somebody like him who is stubborn to enter Yama life, who himself came to Yama. Usually Yamaraja's messengers will come and take that person to Yama. In this case it is ulta. The boy came himself and waiting for Yama to meet, and because father told. So he understood this boy is different. Very sincere to his father's whatever father said, he has to maintain that, he has to listen. Then he said, I am very happy seeing your strength in such small age. What do you want? Well, no, I don't want anything. Because I came to meet you, I met you. Over, you tell me what should I do? So no, you ask for 3 boons. Okay, what's the first boon? First boon is my father scolded me very badly. And he doesn't love me anymore. So please see to that he loves me. Well, he loves me. The Yama told him before, you have to go back because you cannot enter the Yamalaya without reason. So he said, okay, I'll go back, but you please see to that my father loves me. Then he said, okay, first boon is your father will love you. Second is what? Second is, I want to know what is there in this life to achieve. Then Yamaraja said, okay, I will teach you something, a ritual which is called Nachiketa Agni. So people do Nachiketa Agni to find happiness in life. Nachiketa Agni is a ritual started in the name of that small boy Nachiketa. People do it to get the general happiness in life. What was the third boon? The third boon is I wanted to know about death. Then Yamaraj said, you are not at the position to know about death. This is the life you should know about life. At this moment of time, you are too early to know about death. Then no, my father said, for no knowledge never is too early. It is all about what is the package. How we were giving the knowledge. You know, out of the context, but not out of the context. These days in school, there are so many types of education. Sex educations are given to the children. In my time, it was not there. With the time, the change has been observed and the requirement has been observed. So we have modified, we have created a presentable package of every education which will be of help. That is the know what it is. Not in our age. There is no query of that particular thing at this stage of life. They have. So the knowledge is to show the path so that they don't get diverted. The age of 13, 14 is only the age of that education when there are queries but there is no answer. Nachiketa is the example of that. Why I introduce this story is Nachiketa is the example that queries may be thousands and hundreds. Prashna. There is an Upanishad called Prashna Upanishad. Prashna Upanishad is having only questions. Questions after questions. That is our Indian methodology of teaching and studying. Students will give you, if the students are not questioning you, that means students have not understood what you have taught. If you have taught 10%, they should go ahead and ask you about the next 15%. Otherwise, they have not understood that 10% also. So, question answer is the pattern of Indian methodology of teaching and learning. So, Nachiketa asked question. Because he asked question to his father, he went to a place and he got to know many other things in that small age. अगर वो पूछा नहीं होता, चुप हो जाता, तो आज वो नहीं मिलता जो उसको 12 साल का उम्र में मिला है. What is death and what is life? And if you know how to present, no age is a premature time to get the knowledge. So, Nachiketa got 3 boons. Nachiketa came to know about death also. Then, Yamaraja says, what is death? There is no death. If you are having soul inside you, Atman inside you, Atma never dies. How will you have death? You have no death. Your body dies. You have no death. The way I see you, that get destroyed. You know, that mixes with Panchabhuta, 5 elements. That mix. But you have no death. So what is beyond death? There is nothing beyond death. Death to hai nahi. There is no mrityu. तो मृत्यु का बाद क्या होगा? So you have got an entire life with the body, without the body. When it is with the body, that is this life, you have a name, you have a family, you have parents, you have a gender, you have a country, a nationality, you have a religion, you have an individuality. सब कुछ के बाद, it's a ulta pyramid. With all those things, you are the point. Or you can take it at this pyramid also. With all those things, you are the individual. But you have no death. So you are unique and you have no death. So again, yes, so it is difficult to realize, but you realize, you will feel it's such wonderful things we are having in our philosophy. We don't know this, but because we are not supposed to know that, we have 3 gunas, you know, Sattva, Rajaha, Tamaha. Yes. Sattva guna, the upliftment. Gautam Buddha had Sattva guna. He knew what is life, death, all these things. Tamaha guna, Andhakar. Tamas means darkness. So they are Rakshasa. Rakshasa is not with big teeth or that horn. They are not. Rakshasa is a state of mind. You know, there are so many dictators in the world. They are believed to be demon, because their activities were demonic activities. उसके लिए शरीर को भयंकर होने का जरूरत नहीं है. उनका activities इतना भयंकर था. You can't call them human being. So many kings, dictators, rulers, or even common people. Sometimes you will get surprised that how it can be completely different personality. They are tamah, they are in the darkness. We are in the middle. Raja. Raja means, Raja का मतलब है always धूल, dust. Dust.
Oh, Raja.
Raja means dust. Raja. What is dust? कहाँ है धूल?
धरती पे.
Mind.
We dust into dust is here.
No, dust is here.
Yeah, make up dust.
Repeat your question. I dust. So Rajaha means dust. Now dust कहाँ है? Everybody is so clean and nice and beautiful. कहाँ है dust? Dust हमारा existence में है. So dust makes things. अगर ये चेयर के ऊपर धूल गिरे, you can't see the black color after some days. तुम्हें एक दाग खींचो, there will be a clear line, right? So because of dust, our natural qualities will be hidden. This Raja Guna does not allow us to know who we are. Sheila thinks she is Sheila. Nobody else. She is supposed to think that. Auntie thinks auntie is auntie. I think I am I. Okay, every individual thinks like that because we are supposed to think. If we start thinking like Gautam Buddha, this creation will stop, which cannot happen. So we are in the middle. Sattva guna, Raja guna, Tama guna. हम बीच में हैं. हम नीचे भी जा सकते हैं, ऊपर भी जा सकते हैं. अब कहाँ पे जाएंगे वो हमारा चॉइस है. ये सब जानना है, जान के इसको अप्लाई करना है. हम बहुत खराब भी हो सकते हैं, अच्छे भी हो सकते हैं. गौतम बुद्ध नहीं हो सकते शायद, हो भी सकते. अगर रत्नाकर being a robber can be Valmiki, if a prince who has been kept with all leisure and with all sort of pleasures of life can leave his wife and small beautiful baby and become Gautam Buddha, we never know. We can be. It's never too late. अगर ना भी हो, we are in the most advantageous position. जो ऊपर चले गए हैं, गौतम बुद्ध नीचे नहीं आ सकते हैं. जो नीचे है उसके लिए ऊपर आना मुश्किल है. कर सकता है, थोड़ा मुश्किल है. हमारा बेस्ट पोजीशन है. We are in the middle. हम नीचे भी जा सकते हैं, ऊपर भी जा सकते हैं. अब कहाँ जाएंगे वो हमें डिसाइड करना है. So that's why all these things have been given to us. हमें बोल के छोड़ते हैं. Literatures, Upanishads, Vedas, they have all told us these stories. Now, after knowing this, after knowing that all are having आत्मा, हम जैसे इस रूम से बाहर चले जाएंगे, हम खुद को आत्मा नहीं समझ सकते. Honestly, it's not possible. It's not possible. It should not happen also. It should not be possible also. But इतना हम कर सकते हैं, knowing that we feel good. If you feel good, that's enough. That's the purpose. Yes, you realize what is there, what is told. अगर तुम्हें अच्छा लग रहा है, काफी है. तुम्हें जितना काम होना चाहिए था ये 10 मिनट का बात में उतना काम हो गया है. इससे ज़्यादा नहीं होगा. You can't go and sit under the tree and start doing meditation. वो तो नहीं, overnight नहीं होगा. Did you know the story of Ratnakar becoming transformation of Valmiki? He sat. So he was a robber. He used to rob in the forest that time. So he used to catch the people who are going through his path and catch them, kill them, and rob them. So one day he caught one Brahmin. Then he told, he tied him. He said, I don't have anything. I go for Bhiksha and I have maybe rice dal, something I'm having. Then he said, no, I need that. I want, otherwise I'll kill you. He said, what will you get by killing me? I said, whatever you are having, before that, why you have to kill me? So he didn't listen anything. He was not in the mindset of listening. He said, every day you are catching somebody like this and killing them. You know how much amount of papa, sin you are doing. Then he said, what papa? Where is papa? Then he said, yes, you are doing. Have you ever thought? No, my papa, this is my profession. Yeah, the profession is a really wrong profession. You are in the wrong side of life. And on top of that, I'm a Brahmin. Brahmavat tapap we make it. Murdering of a Brahmin. So a robber, of course, doesn't know all this, doesn't understand. That's why. So he said, you are doing a Mahapapa. He said, what is Papa? I don't understand you are tricking me. I will go and ask and you want to run away. I said, okay, then you can tie me with a tree and then you can go. So he went, he asked his parents, oh my God, you are robbing people and with that money you are taking care of us? If we would have come to know that, I would have fast and die instead of eating in the money that you are robbing and getting. हम लोग पहले खाना पीना छोड़ के मर जाते, आपका वो चोरी का पैसा से खाने से तो वो अच्छा होता. Then he went to his wife. He didn't expect that. The parents will be so straightforward. He went to his wife. His wife said, why? Why should I take? तुम्हारा पाप का भाग मैं क्यों लूं? मैंने तुम्हें नहीं बोला. तुमने मुझे शादी किया, मुझे मेंटेन करने का रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी तुम्हारा है. अब तुम क्या करके मुझे खिला रहे हो, वो मेरा चिंता की विषय नहीं है बिल्कुल भी. That's not my point. Then he went to his kids. Kids को तो और भी नहीं समझ में आया what he did. They don't know because father will take care of them. Then they don't ask father whether you do service or business or what type of business. That they only have to do. Then getting all these answers, he was shocked. He went back to that person. He went back to that robber and told. He went back to the Brahmin and told that you are right. So it's a very big path I'm doing for so many years. How can I get rid of that? He said, yes, you can get rid of that. You sit in one place and you say Ram, 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 Ram. That time Rama was a king. So Ram, 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 you can say, sit in the position of meditation and say Ram, Ram. He did so much of papa, he is not able to say Ram, Ram. It's not coming out from his mouth. Oh, Mara, 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 oh, that nothing. So, it's not coming only. Then that Brahman was going, after a few days he was going from the same path. Maybe he was curious to see whether this man is really doing it or not. उसको देखा था बैठने के लिए, अब वो है उठ के चला गया, क्या पता? Now बैठा है. Then he opened his eyes and said, I'm not able to say Ram Ram. I'm saying Mara Mara. He said, okay, Mara Mara ही बोलो. कोई बात नहीं, जो आ रहा है वही बोलो. वही तो वही मुंह से आएगा जो इतना साल से तुमने किया है. You are into that. It has become your personality, habit. So Mara 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 बोलते बोलते एक दिन Mara Mara हो गया Ram Ram. So by the time many days passed, in the meantime, that ant made an ant hill. That ant hill is called a Balmik. So that was broken. He was found. He was discovered, and because from here he was found, his name was Valmiki. So the habit, whatever we are having, so if Ratnakar can become Valmiki, any change is possible at any point of time. Right? So these are the examples. So that is why our inside part is same. Again it goes back to the same thing. Tattvamasi, you are that. So you are he. So inside the soul is same and it is as pure as Brahman. Your soul is as pure as Brahman. Only outer existence is different. If you realize this much, your outer existence also will start behaving according to your belief. तुम जो मानते हो, जो विश्वास करते हो, उसका हिसाब से ही काम करेगा. We don't have to be a ऋषि. साधु ऋषि मुनि होने का कोई जरूरत नहीं है. वो सब करने का जरूरत नहीं है. होगा मैंने आया है. कोई बात नहीं. It's all small stories. You are never late. So वो सब मानने का खाली if you feel good, that is enough. If my story is giving you happiness, happiness, अगर आप लोग खुश हो, that means that is enough. That you are here, you are just listening. So from inside you, somebody is listening. ये आप नहीं भूलोगे, देखना. You will remember this story. Whatever it is, ये जितना भी सुना है, आपका मन में कभी कभी होगा. जो काम जब कुकिंग कर रहे हो, कभी सोचना. जब ऑफिस में काम कर रहे हो, आई नो इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट, सोचना नहीं होता, बट कभी भी अगर मन में एक ख्याल आए, कभी नहाते नहाते, खाते खाते, तब देखना यू आर यूनिक. एवरी इंडिविजुअल इज यूनिक. सो दिस आवर उपनिषद इज टीचिंग अस. So I was thinking about another story. It is उपनिषद का ही स्टोरी सुनना है. आज उपनिषद का उपनिषद is having stories, मतलब stories and then debates are so much. Upanishad is having thousands of debates. Upanishad is basically philosophical part of Veda. Veda का philosophical part है, very high class. So उपनिषद जब गुरु शिष्य को उपनिषद की कहानियाँ सुनाते हैं, it's a research work sort of thing, no? They are taken little away from their place, not even an ashram. They are taken to dense forest where there is not a single other human being, you and your guru. उपनिषद का मतलब क्या पता है? उपा मी सत री. गुरु का सामने ऐसे बैठना है और गुरु से ही सुनना. You and your, like in research, you and your guide. Okay, you ask question, you have doubts, and Guru will reply you. ऐसा question करते करते, when Guru is answering, you start answering your own questions. तुम खुद ही तुम्हारा प्रश्न का उत्तर देते रहोगे. So one philosophy is very Naya, Vaishishika, all the 6 schools of philosophies are there. Very in Greek philosophy, you can connect with Indian philosophy very well. Aristotle, Plato, then Socrates. The time difference is very huge, but somehow all ancient philosophies can be connected point to point. Somehow we can discuss that thing, and very very relevant to present life. The philosophy सुन के ही लगता है ना, आउट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड एक क्या है, दर्शन क्या है, कुछ नहीं है. वो दर्शन भी घूम फिर के सब इसमें ही है. अर्थ इज राउंड. हमारा चिंता का जो परिधि है ना, इसमें ही है. इट्स नेवर बियॉन्ड दैट. Those people told in a different way, but interpretation can be done in such a simple way. Anybody can understand. Nachiketa being a small boy, if he can understand what is death and life, we can understand what is there in philosophy also. In one school, Naya Vashishka is very different sort of philosophy, high class. Charvaka philosophy is very funny. Funny in the sense, they says God is not there, Atman is not there. What you cannot see, you cannot prove, that is not there. चारवाक का मतलब क्या है पता है? चारु वाक. चारु means nice, वाक means speech. Nice speech, you love to listen to them because they are very nice to say, but you can't match them in our life at all. They say yavat jivet sukham jivet rinam kritva घृतम पिबेत. जब तक जीना है सुख से जीना है, लोन लेकर भी घी पीना है. तो घी पीना छोड़ना नहीं, उसके लिए अगर लोन लेना पड़े तो सही लोन ले लो, बिकॉज दैट इज लाइफ. ये जो दैट ऑल थिंग्स आई टोल्ड यू, वी फेल्ट गुड, नाउ एक सेकंड में सब ना हो गया बिकॉज ऑफ चारवाक्स. So other school, other philosophies don't like these people at all. They feel these Charvak people are very immature. They say, yeah, you are saying God, Atman, soul, can you prove? You can't prove. Then those people say, no, we don't have to prove. Everything you can't prove in a chemistry lab. Right? But it's there. Can you prove? Can you tell me what is life? Can you define what is life? Can anybody define what is life? What do you understand by life? Now, you people can say, but what do you understand by life?
Existence.
It's a dead person and you. हाँ, वो तो हम सबको ही पता है जीवन मृत्यु. I am alive. That person is dead. What is the difference?
Existence.
That person doesn't have life. I am having life. But what is life?
Energy. Existence.
That I may exist in my dead body also will exist. Till it gets spoiled and
not long. 6 hours only.
the body will start decaying.
That's what rotting, whatever.
No, what is not dead is life.
Now what is life? How do you define life? Shall I say?
All our activities are able to do in death.
Anything which vibrates and has energy is life.
Sheila, don't say anything that vibrates is life.
Swami Vivekananda said, once someone asked Swami Vivekananda, so Swami Vivekananda जी ने बहुत अच्छा बताया, एकदम झट से 2 मिनट में. उन्होंने बोला, एक अंतस्थ शक्ति, मतलब अंदर जो शक्ति है, वो बाहर आने की कोशिश करती है. और उसको दबाने के लिए बाहर की जो सब भौतिक क्रियाएं हैं, उसको दबाने की कोशिश करते हैं. और ये जो प्रयत्न है कि वो अंदर की शक्ति अंदर से बाहर आने की जो शक्ति है, उसका नाम है लाइफ. और ऐसा उन्होंने बताया.
He was a very big leader of politicians of Belluvar and especially Swami Vivekananda was a big fan of.
And he only told, you need 100 Nachiketa, I will change the world. Yeah, that he told.
And Nachiketa is that small age. Any change can happen with small age.
So whatever that अंदर जो चैतन्य है, वो बाहर आने की कोशिश करता है. बट बाहर की जो सब चीजें हैं, उसको दबाने के लिए माया जो है प्रकृति, उसको दबाने के लिए सोचती है. और वो जो प्रयत्न है हर आदमी का, उसको बोलते हैं जीवन. That is
Our Upanishad says life is not describable. You cannot define life. You know what is life. You cannot define life. That is as per our Upanishadic belief. Now, different times like Swami Vivekananda, then other philosophers, Rishi Aurobindo, those philosophers, the vision, people with darshanik is people with vision. They describe life in different way. They try. So Upanishad we cannot understand. So we need one medium who will make it simpler for us. Swami Vivekananda was one of them, who explained what can be life. So this Chandamaka says, if you cannot define life, it does not exist. You show me, I will agree. Now you can't take out life from somebody and show this is life. You can't show life in a lab. You can't show life in a library. So life hai kya? So they said, if you can't show for normal people, people with our intelligence level doesn't have those existence, if you can't show them, that's it. So better you take loan, drink ghee. With simple word, it is very famous. Rinam kritva घृतम पीले. जो भी है, इस शरीर जो है उसको पहले मेंटेन करो. बाद में देखना अंदर क्या है, सोल है, ये क्या है. अब when I will die, my soul will go and join. I can't see my soul. I can't see परमात्मा. आत्मा परमात्मा दोनों ही नहीं दिखता है. So our Upanishad is very strict. They say, what is this? This is the way you don't put things through realization. Guru will tell you, you will realize this. That's a very different type. Charvaka, so that common people, when Brahmanism had this very strict philosophical school, that time, intermediate time of philosophy, Hindu philosophy to other religion, Charvakism came. They started talking different. And people didn't know the actual actual meaning of those Brahmanic philosophies, they like the simple thing. What you can see and follow in your life, easy to follow. They like that. They don't, those Brahmins, the time changed, okay? Those, but see, I'm also a Brahmin, so no offense, but the time is that when it changes, they don't allow us to read those tough books. Neither they explain. They just tell us to believe. Now, how can I believe if I don't understand? You are not able to prove. You don't allow me to read. You just tell me simply, you have to believe. I can say yes, yes, but I don't believe from my mind. But this Charvak people, what they say, we can follow that. So they started liking this. So this Charvak is called Lokayata. Lokayata means it's for local, for common people. From there, the transformation is two different religions, Jainism and Buddhism. When those rituals, Brahmanic time become very, very strict, so they showed us the different path which is beyond ritual. That is beyond yajna, puja, all these things. They have a different way of attaining moksha. But Brahmanism talks about different way. You have to do seva, yajna, puja. And other Bauddha and Jaina philosophy, they showed a different way. In between time was Charvakism. So Charvak was started by Brihaspati. So Brihaspati, Guru Brihaspati, he was a Deva Guru. Brihaspati, in whose names Brihaspati Var is called Guru Var also. Okay, he is a Deva Guru, but his philosophy is very different. So he is respected because he connected the Upanishadic philosophy and transformed that to people. That's why, that's why. Shukracharya is Asura Guru, is the Guru of Asuras, Rakshasas. And Brihaspati is the Guru of Devas. Okay? So again, Shukracharya is Shukra, Brihaspati is Brihaspati or Guru. The day is what we have got, the planets and the days we have got from their name. And in that, when we are talking about the philosophies, we are connecting to science, we will go to a little diversion from philosophy, but Brahman is also not detached from that. When you are talking about universe, we'll talk about logic, mathematician, and is an expert in astronomical science also. His name is Varahamihir. Although it's not directly connected to Upanishad, it is definitely connected to the Brahmas that we are talking, because we think no, God is in sky. But sky is a part of science. If you go to space, you don't find God, but you find other planets. But there is no clash between science and spiritualism and religion. Varahamihir, our last story will be about Varahamihir. Varahamihir's name was Mihir. He was in the court, he was among the 9 jewels of Vikramaditya. Chandragupta II, Vikramaditya, whose court has 9 Navaratna Sabha. Kalidasa was one among them. So Mihir was, that time he was very young, he was the youngest among the Navaratnas. In the meantime, one day, one of the prince of Vikramaditya died. They didn't know, they found him dead on the terrace. So they were not able to find what is the reason. He fell and he just collapsed, and after that they found his dead body. Then Raja said, I have to find out the reason of his death, how he died. Then whoever can find, I will reward that person. Like that time there was no post-mortem. Right? So something like Shakuntala, Dushyanta story, there was no DNA test.
No proof.
No proof. So no post-mortem, no science. So what to do? When he he called, many people came. One young boy with big shika, the brown shika here, he told, I can try. I said, okay, try. He went there, saw in the terrace like that, saw up and went down. Then I told him, I know how he died. He said, how? Then he took the king on the terrace and saw, see, there is an emblem of Varaha, pig, which is the emblem of the kingdom. Okay, that statue fell on the prince and he got scared and out of shock he collapsed, which was a heart attack. So there is no mark of thudding, that the statue fell and the bones broke or the mark, blood clot, scratches, nothing is there. Seeing the statue falling, he collapsed. Heart attack happened. The statue fell on the other side, he fell on the other side. So there was no mark on the statue. So nobody was able to find any scratch or any wound on his body. So they didn't know how he died. But he told, see, it's a connectivity. The statue is not there. He died. He was standing under the statue. The statue fell. It was strong wind. The statue fell. He saw the statue is falling. He got scared. It can fall on me. And that caused severe cardiac arrest. The statue fell from the terrace. He fell on the terrace. He fell inside the terrace. The statue fell outside the terrace on the ground. But it's, how did you get it? The king asked him. As it's a connectivity. It's a science and beyond science assumption. Both science and philosophy teaches you to think what you can see beyond that. So there is no contradiction between science and philosophy. What we call Brahman, that's a superpower, the energy, which we find in Big Bang theory. It's there, the Big Bang theory is there in Bible. In all the stories, everywhere you can connect with all ancient stories of all old civilization. Even Egyptian philosophy is having this Big Bang theory, something sort of that. Even the boat, Noah's Ark, is there in Manu Samhita, is there in Egyptian philosophy, is there in Bible. At some time, this sort of flood happened. So something is connected, and something we connect to understand what has not happened within our periphery of sense. ये जो sense है, 5 senses. Beyond that, what is happening? Understanding that there are 2 mediums, science and philosophy.